Focused on the massive losses suffered by the Democrats during the last midterm elections, a number of historical feats on the Republican side went largely underreported. You probably already know that Republicans now control the House and the Senate, but the fact that 3 African American Republicans now sit among their ranks may be an unexpected surprise. The election of Senator Tim Scott, Congressman Will Hurd, and Congresswoman Mia Love makes up the largest number of black Republicans serving in a single Congress since Reconstruction. Now that they've made history, the question is, can they make a difference for the people they serve?
I do.
Congratulations again, fellas.
South Carolina's Tim Scott is the first African American elected to both the House and the Senate.
For me, I guess in 1995, when I was first elected to office in South Carolina, I was the first African American elected to any office in South Carolina since Reconstruction. Probably felt the burden and the weight of history then more than I do now, to be honest with you. Now it's just really an opportunity to reflect on how far America's come, how far South Carolina has come, as much as it is the significance of me stepping into this role.
Congressman Will Hurd spent nearly a decade as an undercover CIA agent and now stands as the first African American from Texas elected to Congress.
I was down in San Antonio this weekend, and San Antonio has the largest MLK march in the country. And I'm walking, and there were these little kids. They were probably about 8 or 9 years old, and I heard them whispering, they're like, "That's Will Hurd." And I heard them, they turned and looked at me, and I went up and introduced myself, and these little kids started screaming, like they had seen a star. And right then it showed, you know what, we're in a position, that we're inspiring, our younger generation, that I'm in a position to actually come up here and keep this country the greatest country on earth.
Congresswoman Mia Love of Utah climbed the ladder of local government leadership to become the first black Republican woman ever to be elected to Congress.
I feel like really in this country you could have ideas, have beliefs, and be able to state those beliefs and have people listen to you for your thoughts and your ideas instead of having them pay attention to what you look like or what your gender is. And so I think this is good, and certainly coming from the state of Utah, I love my state. I feel like people know who I am as a person inside and out, and I feel like I live in the best place on earth.
These Republican lawmakers hold a special place in history as members of a party with challenges luring African Americans away from their historic ties with the Democrats. The GOP hopes these new members of Congress will help them to broaden the party's appeal to minorities as it makes black voter engagement a top priority.
People got to know that you're going to listen to them, and that's when they start building, that's when they start trusting you. And if they trust you, that's when they're going to start listening to your ideas. And as a party, I think we need to do a better job of that level of engagements every single day.
I refuse to fit this mold that society tells me I need to fit into. I mean, imagine if people like Dr. Martin Luther King, just took that government said he was a second-class citizen. We wouldn't be here today. So no matter what you believe in, at least we need to make sure we preserve our right to make decisions, because I think that Americans, Black Americans, Hispanic Americans, white Americans are capable, and I believe more in people than I am in government.
But their presence in the Republican Party alone will not be enough to attract black voters. Ultimately, it's the policies they promote that will create the biggest draw.
I think whether you believe in public school choice or private school choice or charter schools, what we all must embrace is the concept that the future is bright for those who are educated. And we need to make sure that kids stay in the system, become high school graduates, whether it's a technical school, whether it's a 4-year degree, that we look at lifelong learners.
I think anything that helps create jobs, that help bring people from the lowest common denominator up to the middle class and beyond. You never hear people talk about going past the middle class. And I think that that should be available for anyone.
National security impacts everyone. And my goal is to be the thought leader when it comes to national security. Border security impacts everyone, right? And be able to lead on that issue to make sure that we're protecting our borders and enforcing our laws are important.
And what is that next step in this historic moment for Black Republicans?
My goal is to make sure that at the end of this journey, when life is over, I look back not at my accomplishments because I was elected to this office or that office, but that I used my life and I exhausted the resources and the skills and the talents and the gifts He's given me in such a way that it served other people. It's remarkable how much good you can do when the cameras are off, when people are real. And that's where, if you do that often enough, hopefully in a lifetime, you can make a serious difference.
In Washington, Andre Showell, BET News.